Hey everybody, I'm Jason Creel and this is the Lawn Care Life. I've got one of the greenest yards around because I overseed it this winter with annual ryegrass, but I'm about to turn my green yard brown, and I'm going to tell you why I'm going to do it. I've got a Bermuda yard that was halfway filled in last year, and it's time to get rid of the ryegrass and start to let the Bermuda grass fill in. So today I'm going to show you, I'm going to ride a ride-on spreader, and I'm using a product called Katana, K-A-T-A-N-A, and it is a good product for warm season grasses that will knock out cool season grasses, as well as a bunch of other weeds, and even works decent on sedges and things like that. So it's a great product, and I've got it mixed up in my ride-on spreader, and I'm going to ride over this yard, and we'll keep an eye on it on this video and see how it works. And then when it's dead or almost dead, I'm going to try to scalp it down real low and get rid of the ryegrass so that the sun can get down there and start warming the roots and get that Bermuda grass to start spreading, and hopefully soon can fertilize. The time of this video being shot is in March, and I can see the Bermuda grass turning green. One thing I learned about cool season grasses, and some of you that live where cool season grasses grow know this, but when they start growing, they grow very fast. So we've gotten up in the 70s, even 80 degrees lately as springs come, and had a lot of rain, actually record rain this year. And so there's plenty of rain, plenty of moisture in the ground, and warmer temperatures. And then I fertilized last year with some slow release fertilizer that I think is starting to kick back in now that the warmer temperatures are coming, maybe just a little bit. But anyway, the ryegrass, I did a couple videos about striping it, and somebody said, oh, you're cutting it too low, because I was cutting it short. So I cut it at 3.5, I think 3 3/4 inches the last time I tried to stripe it. But lately I've been cutting it down to 1.5 inches because I'm not really concerned about what it looks like. I'm just trying to keep that stuff down. At 1.5 inches, a week later, it's grown back up, I bet 5 or 6 inches. So I mean, this stuff grows really fast. So you guys that mow this all the time, I guess you know what I'm talking about. When it's growing, it's really growing a little bit faster than I'm comfortable with, and I'm be honest with you, just tired of mowing it right now and want to start focusing on getting my Bermuda grass to grow in. So let's get started right now spraying the lawn. First, let's look at it. You'll see a little bit of clumps from the last time I mowed it. Like I said, it gets this tall, then I mow it down 1.5 inches, gets a little clumpy. So and it wasn't the best overseed job is honestly, but you know, most yards here are still mostly dormant with a little bit of green starting to come through. So I've got a lot of compliments actually on this terrible overseeding jobs, but people say, man, Jason, your grass is so green. They don't realize, you know, this is just a temporary hold on my yard until the Bermuda fills in. So let's see if we can get a shot of the Bermuda to show you, you know, what I really want to start growing. So if you'll see here, you can see the different colors. You got the, you know, obviously the lighter color there is my annual winter ryegrass, and then that Bermuda is starting already turning green, and I want to get rid of this and let the sun hit that Bermuda and let it really start spreading. Because last year, like I said, on this front yard I might have been at 70% coverage with Bermuda, but you still got some big bare spots like that, so that you can tell that's no 70% coverage here. But that Bermuda should fill in this year no problem, unless we have some colossal drought. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up spraying the yard. I don't know if I mixed up enough in the tank to do everything, so I may have to come back and do some of it later. But basically, a couple things we're looking for. One, you want to always follow the label, obviously, when you use a product. And I think on the Katana, I believe it's 1.5 ounces per acre. So the bottle, you know, is like $200 something, but it goes a long way at that rate. And usually I use it just for spot treating weeds, but in this situation, 1.5 ounces per acre, I believe is the rate, but double check me on that. And so what I'm gonna be looking for is, you know, how long does it take for the ryegrass to die? Is there any damage to the Bermuda grass? I don't think there will be. And then how good of a job did I do on spraying? Did I leave some gaps in between my laps there? Will there be some areas that are still green, or did I get good coverage? And that may be user error if I didn't. So we'll keep an eye on it, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish spraying now, and then we'll check back on the grass and see, finish up talking about the results and how well it worked. So it's been 24 hours since I sprayed the yard. We're gonna see, you can see obviously behind me is still green, but we're gonna look at it. I'm starting to see a little discoloration, and it's just growing so fast. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to wait until it dies before I mow it again. It may be partially dead, you know, or dying, I guess would be, I don't know if partially dead, that may be bad grammar. It's either it's dead or it's not. So it may be in the process of dying when I cut it, and then, because I don't know if it's gonna stop growing or not while it's starting to turn yellow. So we'll see, but let's get an update after 24 hours. It may be a little bit hard to see, but I can see discoloration on the leaf just looking at it. And you know, I'm gonna have to let it die all the way out, because I know sometimes people say when it dies, one of the things I'm wanting to show is that the Bermuda grass is still doing fine. One of the things I'm gonna run into this year that you know, don't know how to avoid it, but I've tried to get my yard to be hybrid Bermuda, the 419 Bermuda, but it had a lot of common Bermuda in it. I tried to kill the common Bermuda, but I'm pretty sure when it starts growing in, there's going to be common mixed with the hybrid. So I don't know, we'll see how much what it looks like when it's all mowed. I mean, it's not going to be that noticeable, honestly, but the common Bermuda just has a wider blade a little bit. Just doesn't look as good, just to be honest with you. It doesn't grow as tight, so we'll see. But anyway, here's the 24-hour update on after using Katana. Probably won't update it tomorrow. We'll give it a few days and see what happens next. Look at that, my Bermuda coming in here. Doing great. Let's get an update on the lawn. If I remember correctly, I sprayed this with Katana on last Thursday, and then I believe it was Saturday I decided to go ahead and cut it. It just grows so fast. And with ryegrass, you know, what people have told me, you know, is cut it higher. I cut it at 1.5 inches because I'm trying to get rid of the ryegrass, not make it long and healthy. So I mowed it, you know, 2 days after I had sprayed it, and now it is Tuesday of the following week. So it's been, I guess, some 5 days or so since the initial spraying, and a few days since I've mowed it. And one thing I've noticed is it's definitely stopped growing. If it's growing, it's not growing much at all. So because it was growing very fast, and the weather's continuing to get warmer, and we've had plenty of rain. So normally after about 5 days it looked like it needed cut again, and it looks like it has not grown much at all. Another thing I've noticed is I feel like I got pretty good coverage when I sprayed, because I was thinking, how do I know if I missed a spot? Well, maybe the discoloration wouldn't be there, it would be more green, but also it would be growing taller. So if I saw a big strip of grass in there that was several inches higher, this would be an example around this tree here. You can see where I didn't spray as I got close to the tree, and that grass is significantly higher here. That's you know, because it probably didn't get sprayed. I didn't want to get too close to the tree. So anyway, definitely starting to, I don't know if you can see the discoloration in it. We're going to give it some more time and check back, and you can see the Bermuda more clearly now. And this, again, that's why I did the ryegrass to start with. I didn't have a good stand of Bermuda, but there is Bermuda here. You know, there's Bermuda, but you can see it's real thin. And anyway, it's like that pretty much all over the whole front yard. And in the backyard, I have almost no grass. I'm gonna start over with that this year and try to get that going. But I would expect this front yard to fill in nicely this summer, as long as we get some water. And if we don't have some rain, if we don't, then I will try to water it myself. So anyway, we'll keep checking on it. Discoloration is there and it's stopped growing, and I would expect over the next couple weeks that it's gonna really start to look maybe dead. So we'll check back. Thanks. I want to show you the final results from the application. It's been about 2 weeks since we sprayed the lawn with Katana to try to get rid of the annual ryegrass and to let the Bermuda grass start filling in. So let's see how it works, and we'll wrap up the video. Okay, so it's early morning, and as you can see, there are, at least I can see it, I think it's showing up, but you can see some greener patches out there and then a lot of brown patches. Most of the brown patches are where the ryegrass was, or there's some areas that are just bare dirt. And the greener patches are the Bermuda grass. We're gonna get a closer look. You can see the time of this video is early April, and you can see, you know, the Bermuda grass is pretty much fully green in most of this lawn. As I get a closer look here. So it's pretty obvious that the Bermuda is green. And you can see the ryegrass, while maybe not totally dead, it's certainly dying, and it's stopped growing in 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks that it, you know, it definitely doesn't need mowed, where before I was probably needing to mow it about every 4 or 5 days. It was growing so fast. And you can see here where the Bermuda is actually starting to grow up, where it might need a cut sooner than later. So this kind of shows you the real state of this lawn. I was masking it with the winter ryegrass, and it was looked pretty green for a while. It looked good over the winter, but now it's time to finish what I started last year, and that's getting all this Bermuda grass to grow in. There's a good shot. You see the green there, that's the Bermuda, and you can see what the ryegrass looks like. You know, it's just pretty much dead, but not quite. But anyway, it stopped growing. It should continue dying out, and you can see where the Bermuda is just real patchy. So in some areas over here, I have very little Bermuda. I mean, there's a patch of Bermuda, and it'll spread. Here's a little bit of Bermuda, a little bit of Bermuda. But then you get in areas like this, there's virtually nothing. So this would be, as I'm continuing to try to get my Bermuda to spread, I may need to plug a few chunks of Bermuda over here, pieces of sod in here, to get it to start spreading in these areas. And there's a little bit, but anyway, we're gonna keep watching it and seeing how we can get the Bermuda. And I think by the summer, it may be late summer, but I should have pretty much a full yard of Bermuda. I would say in this area I've got maybe 60 to 70% coverage of Bermuda that should fill in pretty quick. Over here it's a lot thinner, so I may need to do some more plugging with my Bermuda over here to get it to fill into these areas. So anyway, just wanted to show you that the Katana does work. It's a great product if you want to knock out cool season grasses out of your warm season grass, and you see that it did not damage the Bermuda grass, which I'm trying to fill in here, and was able to get rid of the ryegrass. And the ultimate reason I'm trying to do that is to allow so the Bermuda doesn't have to compete with the ryegrass, to get rid of it, to mow it low, to allow that sunlight to get down and start warming the roots of the Bermuda so that it can start to spread as we get in warmer temperatures and I begin fertilizing and get this thing looking like it's supposed to look. Thanks for watching the video. I'm Jason Creel. I've got over 500 videos on YouTube. I'd encourage you to subscribe to the channel, or you can check out some resources available for you if you're in the lawn care business over at lawncarelife.com. Talk to you later. Bye.